Did you know that one of the most famous leaders in history started as just a baby, helplessly floating in a river? This is the story of Moses, a great man whose life changed the destiny of the whole world. A long time ago in the land of Egypt, the Israelites lived as slaves under the rule of a cruel pharaoh. Fearing that their numbers would grow, the pharaoh issued a terrible decree. Every newborn Hebrew boy was to be taken from his family. But one mother, determined to save her son, refused to let that happen.
You are special, Moses. God will protect you.
With a heart full of hope, she placed her baby in a basket and gently set it among the reeds along the Nile River, trusting that someone or something would find him. And someone did find him. The pharaoh's daughter, who was bathing in the river, saw the basket trapped among the reeds. When she opened it, the baby's cries touched her heart.
You must be one of the Hebrew babies, but I will care for you as if you were my own. You will be called Moses, because I drew you out of the water.
And so Moses grew up in the royal palace, surrounded by the riches of Egypt, although he never forgot his true identity as an Israelite. As he grew older, he saw with his own eyes the cruel treatment of his people. The Israelites were forced to work endlessly, beaten and oppressed. One day, Moses witnessed an Egyptian overseer brutally beating an Israelite child. The injustice ignited a flame within him.
This is wrong! How can I stand by and watch my people suffer?
Overcome by anger, Moses struck the overseer, who fell dead. Realizing the gravity of his act, Moses fled Egypt, escaping to a distant land where he lived in exile for many years and grew old. But the story of Moses was far from over. One day, while tending sheep in the desert, he encountered something astounding. A bush was on fire, yet it was not consumed. As he approached, a voice called his name.
Moses. Moses.
Here I am, Lord.
I have seen the suffering of my people in Egypt. I am sending you to free the Israelites from slavery. Go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go.
And in that moment, Moses experienced the grace of God in every cell of his body. Though he was afraid, Moses obeyed and returned to Egypt. He stood before the Pharaoh with a heart full of courage.
Pharaoh, the Lord commands you. Let my people go.
But the Pharaoh's heart was hardened and he refused to listen. In response, God sent 10 terrible plagues upon Egypt. The rivers turned to blood, and frogs filled the land. Swarms of insects descended, and darkness covered the sky in broad daylight. Finally, after the last and most devastating plague, the Pharaoh relented and allowed the Israelites to leave.
Then let them go now.
Moses led his people out of Egypt, but their journey was not easy. When they reached the Red Sea, they found themselves trapped. The Pharaoh had changed his mind and sent his army after them. With the sea in front of them and Pharaoh's chariots closing in from behind, the people were terrified.
Moses, we're lost! Why did you bring us here to die?
But Moses, with unwavering faith, stood firm and raised his staff over the sea.
Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the salvation the Lord will bring today.
In that moment, the waters of the Red Sea parted, creating a path of dry land for the Israelites to cross. Once they safely reached the other side, the waters returned, swallowing up Pharaoh's army and securing the freedom of the Israelites. Their journey led them to Mount Sinai. There, God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, laws that would guide the people to live justly and kindly. From a helpless baby in a basket to a leader chosen by God, Moses' life was filled with challenges and incredible miracles. He led his people to freedom and taught them the wisdom to live in peace. The moral of this story reminds us that even when we face difficult situations, with faith and courage we can overcome any obstacle and fulfill the purpose that God has for us. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to follow our channel, The iPro Bible, for more wisdom and fun.
Yahoo!